all of our drills are in the same location no matter what you're doing. So we've already talked about that. We've already talked about where to find the Phillips bits. I've got my Phillips bit out here. So you can quickly see how the quick change drill works. I told you it's got this little coupling. So all you do is you take your bit, as long as it's got the hexagon sides here. Okay, that's that 1/4 inch quick change, they call that. And that goes right in there just by pushing, and now it's locked in there. If I want to take it out, you pull the collar and it kind of ejects it, all right? So again, once that's out, push it in, that bit's in there. The only other adjustment this one has is it's got its speeds up here. I don't want to get out of control today driving screws, so I'm going to stay in 1. And then it's got its forward and reverse right here by pushing this little tab. And the arrow itself, I want to go in. So I push that one, you might be able to see it better in person. And I'm ready to drive a screw with that one. Okay, can I drive a screw with the normal drill? Absolutely. If we go back to our settings, we were just on drill up here, the drill bit one. There's screw, there's hammer. We now want to go down to where the screw is. And let's talk quickly about all these numbers that are here. This here is what we use to lock the bit in, all right? And that, you can see my jaws move. This here, this ring, it moves also. And this is my clutch strength. 1 is at its weakest. If I crank it down all the way to 100, that's at its highest, okay? And you'll see how easy it is to stop this. So what this basically does is it controls the power of how hard I'm drilling. So it doesn't take much to hold onto it and stop it. Almost nothing. As I turn it up, it gets a little bit harder. Turn it up more, it gets a lot harder. When I get all the way up there, you really got to hold on to this to stop it. So this is a way to control how tight you want to drive our screws. We're going to try starting at about 30 for this, and we can always turn it up if we need to drive our screw more. So we'll be at 30 to start this. Let's get our bit in here. So I loosen this up. And I lock it in just like I did the drill bit, and now I'm ready to drive my screws. Forward, because we want to put the screw in. If I needed to take it out, I just come over here and push that one. Well, we're going in, so we want that to be right there, and let's drive our screws. So here we are now. I have my two 2-inch Phillips screws that are ready to go in there. And the biggest thing here is securing our work, making sure everything stays together as I drive those screws. So I've got that lined up just how I want. I'm using my clamp to do that. Put my screw on my bit there, and I'm going to line that up in the hole. And now I like to hold this. If you're not strong enough to do this and you need somebody else to help you do that, go ahead and do that. I've got to push really hard on this drill into that screw. If I don't, and I'll demonstrate this later, you'll see some really bad things. It'll strip the screw, all sorts of stuff. So I'm pushing really hard right now. And there it's twisting that bit in there, okay? And that clicking that you just heard, okay, that's that 30 thing, that 30 setting on our clutch. And so I could turn that up if I didn't think that was tight. And if I look at it, it's not too tight. So let's try, we're gonna go all the way to 50 here. See if we can get it a little better. So just back it out a little. Okay, and that's on there a lot better. So we'll stick with 50, okay? And I've got that one done. Shift my clamp, and it feels like my clamp is loosening some. So I'm gonna turn down here and crank this up and really get it tight again. And now I'm ready to drive my second screw. And for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and switch drills. Okay. So basically the same thing. I've now got this one in my impact. And how an impact works is it's basically like picture the drill is a screwdriver, right? And it's twisting it in. The impact comes as soon as it faces some resistance. It gets hard. It hits it. And it goes a little further each time, okay? And that's why they call it an impact. So you'll hear some loud clicking as I do this, and that's okay. So again, I'm pushing really hard, get it nice and straight, That clicking, that was the impact as it hits it and goes over and over and over. And so I've got that nice and tight there. So let's take off our clamp and take a look at our project. And everything's going to now be free to come apart except for that joint that we did. All right, so that's the only one that gets the screws there. And you can see that they're nice and countersunk so that I can sand and not hit my screw heads. I could cover them if I wanted. And that joint's together nice and firm. So that's how you make a butt joint with screws holding it together.